welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things. As it is Pride Month, I am trying to make a video every day. I did go to the hospital, so things were on a bit of a back burner, but we're getting into the swing of things. Just before I get into this video properly, so many petitions that still need to be signed and so many places that still need donations in regards to the whole Black Lives Matter movement. There are still so many things that have not been done. The officers that were involved with the death of I don't know why I say involved. The officers that killed Breonna Taylor still have not been charged, and it's disgusting. So there are still so many ways you can help and donate and petitions to sign and things to do in the description box. Today I am going to be doing a LGBTQ+ Kindle haul. I got this Kindle for Christmas. It wasn't a Christmas present, but I bought it with my Christmas money. It's the Kindle Oasis, and I ummed and ahed about it for the longest time. I've wanted it for a while. Most of last year I just kept debating whether or not I wanted to buy this Kindle. But ultimately the Kindle I had before, which was the Kindle Fire, I'd had for about 7 years at that point, and the battery life was just abysmal. It was just dying all the time, and it's more like a tablet, whereas this is got internet access and has Audible features and is really good, but the way it looks is like a book, and the pages are anti-glare and it looks more like a book, which is really good for me because my eyes are horrific because I have lots of damage behind my eyes. So this is really good for me for that reason. It's also waterproof, and I've said before, I have very shaky hands, as you can see. This is like the state of my hands because of illnesses and conditions that I have. I'm disabled, I don't know, for people that don't know, and I have dropped so many books in the bath because my hands shake, and they also spasm, so I will throw things. So I have thrown many a book, dropped many a book in the bath, and I have dropped this in the bath a couple of times and it's been completely fine. It's been like fully submerged to the bottom of my bathtub and it's been fine. If I dropped the Kindle Fire in the bath, like, it would have broken, whereas this was good. So that's not a really promo-y to promote. This isn't a spawn. I bought this with my own money and I genuinely adore this Kindle. It's like tiny, it's so lightweight, and it's amazing. But because I got that, I've actually been reading so much more on my Kindle this year, and I also got a 2-book Audible subscription because I connect my AirPods to it and then I can listen to all audiobooks, which is really good from there, and it's not connected to my phone. So my phone, if I'm out and about, I just take my Kindle because it's so thin, so I can play my audio books from that in public, and it's really good. Like, it doesn't waste my phone. It's amazing. I love this Kindle so much. So because I've been using it a lot more, I have been getting a lot more books on my Kindle, which has been really good. I'm debating getting Kindle Unlimited. I'd love to know if anybody has Kindle Unlimited and if you think it's worth it, because obviously I am paying for a 2-book Audible subscription as well. So I'd love to know if anyone has it. That would be really helpful if you could let me know. I have a LGBTQ+ book haul because of books I've got on my Kindle recently. So yeah, the first book that we got is Clap Where You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, and this is my first Elizabeth Acevedo book that I've ever read. I am about halfway through it. I think when I looked it was like 44% when I last looked on my Kindle. It's amazing. I was not expecting her writing style to be the way it is, but it is very poetic, it is very lyrical, and the layout of the book is very interesting, and I think that that's really, really good, and I'm loving it so far. It's so hard to put down and stop reading. It flows so well that I just want to sit and continuously read this book. I am planning on reading a lot more tonight, so hopefully I will probably finish it tonight as well, because I've been getting through it quite quickly. So this is a dual perspective book that focuses on Camino and Yahaira, and Camino lives in the Dominican Republic and she looks forward to every summer where her dad flies over from New York to come and visit her, and then Yahaira lives in New York City, and every summer her dad goes over to the Dominican Republic on business. This time, however, when Camino gets to the airport to greet him, lots of people are crying, and on that same day Yahaira is pulled out of school by her mum to tell her that the plane that her dad was on has crashed. Both of the girls do not know of the other one's existence, so they are now meeting each other and everything that happens from there. The LGBTQ plus representation is that Ohara is a lesbian and she has a girlfriend, and it's really cute. Their relationship is, I'm loving it so far. I think that they're really lovely, and I just really love the representation in this. I think it's done so well because it's not like a big deal, it's just part of who she is, which I think is amazing, and I love that, and that's what I want to see more of in books as well. So I'm really loving this book so far. I'm excited to finish it, and I'm so happy that I've enjoyed my first Elizabeth Acevedo book, or I'm enjoying it anyway, because I've heard so many good things about it, and she definitely lives up to all the hype that I've heard, and I cannot wait to read the rest of her books now as well. Then we have That Could Be Enough by Alyssa Cole. Now you may be thinking, that could be enough, that sounds like a song, a Hamilton song. You would be correct. I love Hamilton. I have a Hamilton / Lin-Manuel shelf down there. I adore, like, oh my god, he read a 1,000-page biography about a founding father and turned it into a music. Lin is amazing. There was lots of books after Hamilton came out, lots of fiction books, making the story of Eliza and Alexander Hamilton, and this one is set after Hamilton has died, and it is when Eliza is sorting out his estate and everything in there, and it focuses on Mercy, who is a maid in Hamilton Grange, and she just doesn't want anything to do with love, and she just doesn't really focus on anything, and she thinks the best way to not get involved with that is to just ignore it. However, then there is a new person who comes for an interview at Hamilton Grange called Andromeda, and suddenly Mercy's pact, I guess, to ignore love and ignore it is challenged by this new girl that has arrived. So I'm excited to read this. I have heard good things, and I'm really hoping that this book is done well and it lives up to the good things that I have heard, because I am looking forward to it, because it's historical, and I really do like historical fiction as long as it's done well. Then we have Nothing to Lose by Claire Lydon, and this focuses on Scarlett, who isn't very sociable and kind of keeps to herself and doesn't really get involved with people. However, there has been a flood, and her basement apartment has been flooded, and she has nowhere to go because of that. She is made homeless because of the water damage. And we have Joy, who is the mayor, I believe, of the town, and she is really happy. Like, she lives up to her name. She is super happy, super friendly, and super welcoming, and she opens up her house for people to stay while their houses are being repaired after the flood. And Scarlett goes to Joy's house to stay, and it is that story. It is a love story, so I'm excited for this one as well. Then we have Artemis and the Dating App by Carly Kane. Was no one going to tell me that there is an entire queer Olympus goddesses series? Was I just supposed to find that out by myself? I really hope this series is good. The first book focuses on Artemis, who 2,000 years ago had her heart broken by the nymph Callisto, and now it is set now, and Callisto is back with no knowledge of her past life and everything that happened, and Artemis discovers Callisto on a dating app, and it is everything from there. I really hope that this is done well. I love Greek history and Greek legends, and they were all a mess. Like, the gods and goddesses are just a mess. The goddesses are arguably a little bit more put together than the gods were, because the gods were just awful, but I'm very interested in it, so I just can't believe no one was going to tell me that this was a thing, but I'm very excited to read it. Then we have two books from Robin Talley. We have her most recent book, which is Music from Another World. I actually got the audiobook of this, and this is set in 1977, and it focuses on Tammy, who is a lesbian but cannot come out. Obviously, in the 70s, it was not a time where being gay was accepted. The only solace that she has is in her diary. She writes letters that she doesn't send, but she writes them out to Harvey Milk. Then she gets an actual pen pal called Sharon, who lives in San Francisco, and it is everything from there. I adore Robin Talley's books. I talk about Robin Talley all the bloody time. Like, she's my favourite, and will always get any book she releases immediately, because she's Absolutely wonderful. All of her books are queer books and I cannot recommend her enough. The other Robin Talley book I got was What We Left Behind, which I realised I didn't have a copy of. I first read this from the library, I think, and then, or did I borrow it? I didn't have a physical copy anyway, and then when I did my author spotlight for Robin Talley, I realised I didn't have a copy of it, so I got it on my Kindle. I do want to get all of them physically at some point, but What We Left Behind is such an amazing book by Robin Talley. I'm going to reread it this month because I just adore it and I haven't read it in a little while. And it focuses on Tony and Gretchen, who are high school sweethearts and are the best power couple, and you expect them to be together forever. They are now off to college in different places. Gretchen is off to NYU, Tony is off to Harvard, and Tony is exploring their gender identity, and they meet a group of people that are really accepting, and Tony starts to explore who they are a little bit more, whereas Gretchen is a little bit confused as to who she is outside of this relationship, as she's never really been outside of this relationship since she's been an adult, and now she's on her own and she's trying to figure out everything, and it is everything from there. Really love this book. I love the things that are explored in this book, and it's so good. It's one of my favorites and I definitely need to reread it this month. Then finally we have A Taste of Honey by Kai Ashante Wilson, and this is actually a novella, which I really love. I feel like novellas should be talked about a lot more because I think they're really good. And this is set in the kingdom of Lgbtqia, and the emperor has brought gods and diplomats to the town of Olorim, and they are trying to talk about and debate and do certain things and discuss certain things that are happening. We have Akib, who is the son of the Master of Beasts and is part of the royal family but distantly, and he has a lot more mortal and sort of down-to-earth problems to worry about that don't involve the gods, and one of those is that he has been captured by a very handsome soldier called Lgbtqia, and he kind of likes him, and it's everything from there. I've heard so many good things about this. I'm buzzed. I'm reading it this month. I'm going to read it after I finish Clap When You Land, and I'm just so excited to get onto it because I've heard so many good things. But yeah, so that was my LGBTQ+ Kindle haul. Have you read any of these books? Did you like them? Which ones should I start with next? Which ones should I prioritize? Let me know in the comments. Like I said, all of the petitions and places to donate will also be in the description as well, so please go and check those out if you have not yet. If you guys are new here, like I said, I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things, so if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and as usual, all the links to my other social medias are in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!